Hey everybody, it's Bruno from NB. Did you like that fancy entrance? That was pretty
fantastic.
Good. Came right through the door.
Yeah.
I'm here with my good friend Brenda Banda Johnson, backed by popular demand. And we're talking about Brenda's fine art and website. Let's start off with that.
www.bandajohnsonart.com.
And we're actually in the gallery located. I don't know the address, but I know it's Glenmore Landing.
Glenmore Landing Shopping Center, yeah, in Calgary Southwest.
You know what we're talking about today is, I even put the blazer on today.
You did.
Not too bad.
Good.
This is like sophisticated conversation here. You know what we want to talk about is, I guess I don't even know if it's the proper term, but the pricelessness of art.
Right.
And by that I mean is original art.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the things that often confuse people, people are building homes, dream homes. We have our good friend Kathy Ewan, the design expert, and it's
Right,
like
yeah.
dream home, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But art is part of that
It is.
dream of home. So walk us, I guess we talked about this in the earlier episodes that everybody should have watched. There'll be a test later, but how much does art play into your dream home?
Okay, so the first thing is that depends on who you are and if you love original art or not, and not everyone does, of course. But for a lot of people, it's a huge piece. It's the finishing touch on their dream home. And we get a lot of people coming in that have been working on renovations. They finally finished their renovations, the furniture showed up, and they're like, okay, now I'm ready. I want to finish this room, and what I need is a piece, the perfect piece of original art.
So you know what, the way I've kind of broken it down, because you've kind of taught me during our episodes, I knew nothing about art before, right? Yeah. But really there are the people that they know what they want, and they want an original piece, doesn't matter what it is,
Yep.
no budget. You deal with those people too, right?
Yeah.
And what are the characteristics of those people? Like, what are they looking for? If you're really going after, and you're considering every artist in the book.
Okay, so I mean, obviously the first thing is you want a piece of art that speaks to you, that is something that draws you in, that you're excited about, probably says something about who you are and your interests and that kind of thing oftentimes. But typically it's impact, and in those situations where they're looking to pull a room together, they want the piece that fits perfect for that space. It's the right size, it's the right color, it's the right feel. And for some people, yeah, budget isn't a consideration. And for some, obviously it is, for a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to the third group, or not in order, but the first one is they already know what they want.
Yeah.
And they can afford it, and they walk in, they kind of say, this is what I want, build it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have like the first group or the third group of people kind of like, I've never owned a piece of art, but now I have it's an up-step home.
Yeah.
And I got a feature wall or a feature something.
Yep.
And they're like, I don't know, should we get something, original? So what do you say to them that are a little bit worried about taking the step?
You know, the big thing is to know what you're after in terms of size and feel and doing your research and whatnot, but go look around at tons of art. Stand in front of it and see what you think in person. It's one thing to look at stuff online. It's an entirely different experience with original art to go and stand in front of a piece where you can see the brush strokes or the knife strokes or the depth of the colors, and if it even evokes any kind of a feeling or connection for you. Because for people that absolutely love artwork, that's what it's for. That's what it's about for them. That they will stand in front of a painting and just love it and just enjoy it. I have one client that bought, it's just a small painting of mine, but she has it right where she sits to have coffee every morning and where she has her tea at night. And she's put it there so that she can just look at it every time she's sitting there. And she's like, I just love it. It just makes me so happy. And for some people, that's what original art does for them.
Yeah, and the thing that really jumps out is that notwithstanding the value that you bring on these pieces, when you go to, and again, not putting down any department stores or furniture stores, that art's not cheap either on their wall, and they're usually not original.
Right.
So in certain pieces, it's not that much of a jump in terms of price.
Right.
Because I have seen some pieces, and I'm not going to say the department store, but and you're kind of like, holy moly, I'm paying like $900 or $1,000 for this.
Right.
And then you walk into, you know, somebody else's house or another show home, it's like, hey, there's my piece. So what do you say about the price point? I think you can go anywhere.
You can go anywhere, right? You can go from a print that costs you $100 to, I mean, ridiculous sums of money, and everywhere in between. And that's the thing, is that if you do your shopping around, you're going to find something that original that can be in your price point.
And I looked around this sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I walked around this gallery, and there is every price point in
there.
There
is.
And I must tell you, I don't frequent a lot of art galleries.
Yeah.
Not because I'm not, you know, sophisticated.
Not sportive.
And not sportive, but I will tell you that I kind of walked around and I'm just like, wow, this is like over the top nice. And I'm obviously endorsing you, and you know, I'm blown away about with your talent, but it is in everybody's budget if you think about it. And this was what the first thing, other than the beauty of this place, that came out is like there's something in here in every set of the budget.
Right.
Am I the only person that says that comes in here? No,
actually, we have quite a few people that comment on that, and just that they're like, wow, actually, you know what, your prices are really reasonable. And so I think here what we find is we're sort of that middle of the road on price point. Right, it is affordable, and we'll work out payment plans, and we're, you know, the one thing here is that it's just a very down-to-earth group of people that I've collaborated with at the gallery, and we're happy to work with people and figure out, you know, ways to help them buy.
Yeah, and I really encourage people to drop by here or contact you, because there's so many pieces that you can't display because they're commissioned, right? So you can't really, unless you show them a picture, they're gone.
Right, the commissions are done and delivered to the client, and they never come here. Yeah.
So the one thing that really impressed me also is about your work in this gallery and your other work is just how specific you get to somebody's, you know, like, wow, I don't like this, I love this, I have to have it, I have to put it in my room. So we just picked, you know, where we're standing here because I just walked in, but what inspired you? Let's start with this one here.
The bear, because I live in Alberta, and bears are just one of those things that they're fascinating. And and I have to admit, I'm sort of a little bit of a geek. I do watch documentaries sometimes, and I've been watching the Disney Bears documentary, and they're just, I don't know, they're funny. They're funny, they're fascinating creatures, and they're so much of a, I don't know, like what an Alberta personality, right? And I was a little hesitant to paint animals, and then, because they have to be so specific, but it's been super fun.
Well, I will tell everybody out there, and I'm being super serious, I know we fool around quite a bit and joke around, but you're probably gonna see this on the video, and you have similar, is this one on your website?
Yep.
Yeah, it is, right? Nowhere near until you come down here, because on film it looks like, oh, just another painting, right? Yeah. But you're sitting here, and just like the lights and everything, like the colors you've used, I sound like a real connoisseur, don't you? Like a wine connoisseur. No, but I'm just telling you that this is not what I thought it was.
Right,
It is a beautiful piece, and what do you call it, Bruno the Bear?
This one
it's just been called Bruno the Bear.
Bruno the Bear, there we go. Yeah. It's called I'm Keeping an Eye on You, because his eyes do kind of tend to follow you wherever you go, and feel like you can't get out of his sight.
Well, here's something for you. Notwithstanding, okay, because every house is different, everybody's got different. When you painted this, you were inspired by Bruno the Bear, and all of a sudden you're kind of like, boy, this would look good. Where? In a house, do you think?
Do you know, well,
that's a good question, isn't it?
It is a good question. And I have a really funny photo that I took of this painting in a room. There's programs available where you can show paintings in a room, and I actually put it above a bathtub. And because he's coming out of the water here, and I thought it looked so fantastic there, but it's also a little bit like would that make people nervous sitting in the tub with the bear watching you?
Right.
But anyway, it could go anywhere. It could go in a rumpus room, it could go in a dining room. I sold a bigger piece like this, went to Fernie, and I'm waiting for a picture from the client to
Where did they put
show. I don't know
Oh, they
yet.
don't know.
Yeah, she was going to send me a picture, but I do like to see where they end up.
See, I do know, and if we can get a little personal here, like I know your lovely husband, and you know, and I know that sometimes you're inspired on bike rides and stuff, but tell me you didn't get Trevor to take this picture.
I did not.
Honey, get a little closer.
Yeah,
he won't bite.
Yeah. No, that
didn't do that
no,
to
no,
Trevor.
no. We have seen bears, not grizzlies, when we're out biking, but I am not one of those people that would sit around and take a picture of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Thank God.
I'm not a tourist. I know better. So
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this piece over here. Same
Okay.
thing in terms of you were inspired by what on this one here?
That was last summer.
This
Yeah,
is
it
in
was
the
just it's just out towards Banff, and we just sat down on the edge of the river there, and yeah, we were cooling off after our hike and took a few photos, and yeah.
So
this was one he didn't have to wait for me.
He
so,
didn't?
yeah, no, because we were already
God.
sitting. So yeah.
I'm always worried about, you know,
Poor Trevor.
Trevor's activity level.
Yeah.
And so, but this is a little wider, a little different colors.
Yeah.
Where would you picture something like this? Like, what did you picture in your mind?
Where someone would put that. This is a great size to go over a fireplace. It's 36 by 48, so that is a fairly typical size to go over a fireplace. It can go on an end wall in a dining room. That size tends to fit well there also. Just really depends on your home where it's gonna fit.
Well, I think the fact that you're saying that it could go here and it could go there, it could go here. So some of the first time art buyers, I mean, you don't have to peg this into your living room or anything like that. And what do people say in that middle ground? So not the complete no budget people because they have so much money, and the first time buyers that are a little hesitant and buy one piece. The ones that are now comfortable, what are they saying?
What do they say in terms of
buying original art now as opposed
do you
to
know
off
what?
the shelf?
Oftentimes, once they own a single piece, they're hooked. They're hooked. And I know people that go to art shows and that is their entertainment now because they just love it so much and they just enjoy it. And they keep saying, I'm not going to buy anything at this show. And inevitably they walk out with a painting. Because once you start and you have it in your home and you see what a difference that makes to your space compared to having a print or another splash of color of some sort on the wall. They can tell the difference and they know the difference, and once they live with that and go, they just get so excited about it that then it's an easy decision after the first one.
Yeah, that's, you know what, that's kind of what our people really want to hear is just, you know, don't be scared of the original art. Tell you what you're looking for, and you've done a really, really good job.
Well, and here's another bit that things have come so far with technology and your ability to do mock-ups of things. Like to take the risk out of buying for people, I can get a picture of the room that they want to put it in and superimpose the painting onto the wall for them in the right size and everything so that they can take a look at it and go, okay, yeah, I think that piece works, right? So there's a lot of ways to mitigate the risk is what I'm saying,
You know, and like I was saying, it's unbelievable because the people in the middle ground are the ones that I wish I could afford more because I'm never going back.
Yeah.
And the other ones, you know, whatever, because they have so much money, it doesn't matter almost to the point. And then, I have an original Brenda Banda Johnson. Like, you know, for them, it's just another thing. And the first time buyers are the ones that kind of are a little bit hesitant.
But also the most excited. You should see people buying their first piece of original art. They're super excited. Yeah.
No, I know, awesome. it's unbelievable. But okay, so you know what? We're going to be back in the next episode, and we're going to be talking about what piece?
On the Edge of Glory.
On the Edge of Glory. Speaking of which, I love doing these things because the craziest things happen, right?
Yeah.
A bear is named after Bruno. And about a year and a half ago, a Clydesdale was named Bruno.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he lives, I don't know, where does he live, Greg? In northern Alberta. And the guy goes, I'm going to name one of my Clydesdales after you. So this crazy things happen on NB, but we're going to be back and we're going to be talking about Brenda's great gallery and everything else, and they can see you on
www.bandajohnsonart.com.
All right. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruno.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, if you want someone you know to be our next guest, simple. Click below in the description, and we'll get in touch with them. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and you'll never, ever miss another episode.